went through a lot of different rabbit holes, and it made me feel like I've got this shiny object syndrome. And I'll show you guys all. First, I started with AI automations because I have heard about it. It's about very trendy and everyone's on it, but it's not as easy as most make it seem because there's a lot of edge cases. So it's a bit more on the technical side. And I spent $155.88 just to buy a VPS basically on Hostinger. So there are other ways, but this was one of the cheapest ways that I could get N8N, this software that I'm going to show you here. And I then ended up building a lot of chatbots, and these this one was for booking an appointment where it checks your calendar, then it goes and it remembers what you asked it. So you'll have a chat with the chatbot here, and you'll ask it, what times can I book? What times are available? And then it runs through the AI agent, takes your API from OpenAI, and then just runs this command. From there, it goes through your Google Calendar to check your times. Then it goes and if the person confirms, it will make a booking. So it does all these things. And you see there's a lot of problems that occur with this one, because when I go in here, this needs to be renewed. With the Google Calendar needs to be signed in. So every time you go here, you need to be signed in on this. So client ID, as long as you don't have the client secret, it should be fine. But just going in there, I constantly had a lot of problems. So it's not that it's not possible, it's a very good model, it's just a more higher technical model. And I don't want to end up spending a lot of money on API keys or other things just to make this work. So as you can see, it ended up failing, not executed successfully, which is not true because obviously it didn't end up really checking the calendar, and these times are not correct because I do have slots already booked in my calendar. So yeah, that was one of the technical problems we had there. And then here on the batch emails, I had the same problem. So this worked well. It would go through my Google Sheet, it would go through the leads that I collected. Also, another thing you'll realize is when you do any business, you need leads, or people need to come to you, or you need to find the people that are interested in it and you need to pitch it to them. So cold emailing, cold calling, that's basically where it lies. You have to find a product, one channel, which would be your cold calling, your advertisements, your emailing. You can do more than one channel, but it's just better to minimize your variables and know what's going wrong and what's going right. And then it's one product or one avatar as well. So an avatar would be someone like in the financial sector where they focus on investing, and then you make sure that product is tailored for the investors of the financial world or the equity side of the financial world, whatever you decide. But you have to decide what that product will be, what's its purpose. You've got all these questions you have to ask yourself. And the big reason I ended up saying, okay, I'm not going to do this, is because of the fact that I've got this cost, and there's a lot of edge cases, and I don't want to release a product which I'm not happy with. So I'm going to show here as well. So the idea anyway was to not have to spend a lot of money, because that's what happened in the initial stages. I had all this buffer and I spent it on AI agents, and I spent it on figuring out how to do chatbots and all these things, but I'll go through all the things I did. Basically the hosting was $155.88. There's a lot of things to it. It's just the more you play with it, obviously the better you'll get. But my biggest problem was the fact that I kept on getting signed out of the Gmail or the Sheets in N8N itself, and then I would have problems, and then I had to sign in first. And if the client is busy using a system and then I get signed out, then the thing doesn't work. So I don't want that problem, and I haven't found a way to not have that happen. So that's the reason I didn't go with AI automation. So with domains is you can take a domains, and you can buy a domain. In general, they say it's about $7. That's not what I've found, especially with the domains that are important, that are trendy. So then what happens is you'll get an auction estimate, you'll get a market estimate, and a brokerage sale estimate. Now, auction estimate is something you will get now. For some reason, I'm having an internet problem. A market estimate is if you keep it on the market and wait until someone wants the domain. But once again, this is $7 per domain, and you'll probably need a few domains. And AI domains some of them go for like R1 million, which is great, but you first need to buy the one that no one expects you to have, and then you need to sell that for like thousands of dollars. So that's the idea behind that, and it's a full legitimate thing. Like there's a full platform for it. People sell and buy domains, so they go to GoDaddy and then they buy and sell, and then you go to Afternic. So you at GoDaddy, you can search a domain, then you can even search it here and then see what the different values would be. Then you go to Afternic and you drag all your domains in, and you just keep it on the marketplace and basically keep it on the market instead of using those domains. So that's another thing you could do. But the problem is, how many times do I have to buy a $7 domain to get any profit? Because I don't know how long it will take to sell. They say on estimate 10 days, but some guys that have done this and have been honest about it said they had no sales, they got the wrong domains. And yes, this is what the Drizzle, this humbleworth.com is for. So you can go through all those listings to figure out what works, what doesn't work. But obviously this is an estimate, and they can't promise you're going to sell it soon. So after domains, I realized So let's just close that. Digital products is something I've been interested in before, but the problem that lies here is, once again, you have a vast market of people selling on Etsy. So if Etsy's terms change per listing, you need to pay, I think it's 20 cents. 20 cents for it's like $0.2. So I don't remember exactly what that would be. So that would be 0.2. So that's per listing. It's $3.54 for us. $3.54. So it's not a lot, but obviously, and you'll see this when you go through that and research yourself, some shops only do well when they've got a major ton of volume, and some of them need, especially on the shirts and the hoodies and those things, they've got thousands of listings, like thousands. Some of them are like 11,000 listings, and then they make like 100,000 a month, things like that. And the problem is, the lower volume you can put up on the Etsy store, the less sales you get. And I mean, the margins are good. You get 80%, and you can resell it, and you can basically do nothing once you've made a proper product. That's the other thing, is you'll need to make a proper product using Canva, and that's the other side of the story. Is for this, you need in rands, you'll need Canva Pro. So you can do, which is 900 Rand. You'll need Canva Pro because you can't share templates if you don't have the Pro version. So already that's another 900 Rand, which I at this point couldn't spend. So that was the problem with the digital products, is the Canva Pro. And then you basically go through all the shops, you can do all the trend checking. So this is where you check your trends. This Everbee extension looks through your Etsy shop, and then it checks the trends, how much the shop is making per month, all these things. So there's product research, there's market research in all of these things. You need to know that when you get into any product, you'll need to research no matter what. If I go to the website side, you've got this Dora. This was free, and I just played with it. But as you can see, there's a lot of, it generates images and stuff for you, which is great. But the moment you start editing, you constantly have this pop-up where it asks you to generate more, and then you try to change text. So if I click here, there we go. If I change anything there, it asks me to start paying for it. I didn't show it now, but you basically use up your credits as you go. And the problem is, I don't want to end up building something that I haven't sold yet. And this is something that's important. If you know how to do something, you've played with it, you've had time with it, and you can sell that thing already. You can say, hey, I know how to do this thing. You can pay me to do it for you. Then people are more than willing to pay for it. But obviously you need to play with it first. You can't just sell something and not more or less know what to do, or you need to know people that know how to do it and then work with them so that you can figure it out. But once again, I don't like selling products or things that I haven't played with. So one thing that I did play with quite extensively, and I spent probably close to like 7,000 Rand on this Lovable.ai or Lovable.dev platform, where basically you can, and this is the chatbot I was talking about. I was building this, but then as you can see, I was getting problems, and it didn't want to allow me to chat after it logged itself out on that side. So I keep on having problems like that. But on the Lovable side, basically what you do is you prompt it, it builds a website. It's very nice, it's very cool. All of that is very, very nice. But now this is where the costs add up. You have to pay for, so you've got 5 free every day, which is great. But as you'll see, as you prompt, you need to continuously fix small things, like this might shift to the right when I scroll down, or like things will go wrong, or you need to change the text. And every single thing you prompt, unless a bug fix is applied, you basically need to continuously change information. So as you can see, I think today I haven't used today's, but as you can see, even this, like these functions are very cool, but you'll need to make sure that you've prompted correctly, and you need to more or less know the terminology. Now, there's a lot of power in that, because you can build AI websites for very, very cheaply, and then charge for those websites, because you can build multiple websites with this. But I ended up spending about Lovable.dev. I ended up spending about 7,000 Rand in total on just this AI itself. So then you'll need, with Lovable, you'll need to use Supabase. And Supabase in and of itself, the first table or database table is free. It's not that you have to pay for something, but I ended up having multiple projects, and one of them I actually made money from by doing stuff for the property companies, as I said in previous videos. But I ended up having to pay for the Supabase data, and because I had more than one website running, and I didn't calculate what it would cost me if I went to the premium version for it, because I went for 1 tier up from free. So that in itself was Supabase. Was another, I think it was $25 for 1 month, and then there's extra costs for running and the fact that you're calling stuff. And my total bill at the end of everything ended up being about 1,000 something Rand. So after everything, it was more or less $1,000. So as you can see, just playing with these things, it's awesome. It's wonderful that we've got this. But if you want to start a side hustle, you'll then need something, or if you want to make this your main thing, or you already need sales to be able to play and continue with this, or you must have a big buffer, or you'll need an income to pay for the fact that you're playing with all of these things. So as you can see, we're already at more than, I think it's 11,000. It's close to 11,000 bucks that was spent only on figuring out what can I do, where can I play with this. Then on the other side, you've got social media marketing. And luckily, I haven't spent money on this, but I have done this before for someone else. I was trying to provide a good service and trying to do well, and I was making the creatives and all these things, but it ended up not being so profitable, so much so that I had to take out of my own pocket to make sure that the ads were doing the conversion that I wanted it to, because you have to split test and then you have to do multiple ads, and you can luckily cap it, so it's not like it was a total loss. But I myself am not the best at advertisements yet, so I would like to learn. So I've got this entire book from this lady called Maria and Rose Wendt. I don't know how to say that, but I got this booklet so I can read it and see what they do and all these things. So that's also a way to go. And I've talked to a few guys to try and get a sales funnel. That's from a previous video I showed you guys, where we each do something separate. I'll do the chatbot, which I'll get to now. I'll do the AI chatbot, then someone else does the advertisements and someone else does the funneling. So if we can all do something, then together we can build something proper. So that's what I thought. But that would be a social media marketing agency that does funnel optimization. The only problem is obviously they need to say that they want to do it, and then we need to optimize for it. We go on to the chatbots. The chatbots, there are other ways. So as you see in the AI automation, I could have done chatbots there, but if you go here, you'll see this is Chatbase. Now Chatbase is very nice. There's one free chatbot you can program, and effectively, when you go here, let me show you, you can chat by training the model on all the data, and then you've got action. So this is the thing that I found most promising. The only problem is, at the moment, I can't spend money on just testing them. So I need to sell the product up front, but luckily I know how it works. I've done some of the integrations already. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on it. I've spoken to people on how to do it properly. So I've seen it in action, and it's very, very cool. But obviously you need to take this into account when you want to build something that others will use. But it's a very, very good way to go. And I was thinking about using this going forward. This is my main, I'm interested in it. I'm willing to try and do it, but it will cost me $40 per month, which that's why I want to get a client first, so I can at least pay that. Or I do the standard for 150. And as you can see, the limit is the amount of agents. So if I want 2 clients, if I want 2 separate clients, then I need to pay this one. If I want 3 separate clients, then I need this one. And the moment I go for an extra, what do you call it, an extra agent, you pay on top of what you're already paying per month for that extra agent. So it's something you have to consider when thinking about your pricing. The most appealing one I've got so far. Then there's Amazon affiliate links, which you'll see here. Basically, you'll go to Pinterest, and well, first you'll go to Amazon, you'll find the products. As you can see, I've got nothing. I've only looked into it. So you'll go to the products, and then you will see here, it says get link, and you'll basically grab that link. And then whoever clicks on the link, you get a percentage of that sale. And then you can see all that information of how much you'll get. I don't remember where that is, but I know you get all that information. And then you can sell the product and through a channel. So once again, a product, a channel, an avatar. And then Pinterest is where you'll basically post that ad because it's free. And then you can just post the product, but it needs to look nice. There's a lot of making nice graphic design work regarding this. So when you do this, it's on the good side because you don't have to worry. But in South Africa, you don't get paid out, as far as I know, I might be wrong, but you get paid out via coupons, so Amazon coupons. Then I don't know if I can exchange Amazon coupons for actual money, but the thing is, I don't want to keep on doing that transition. So it's something I'm very interested in. It sounds interesting, sounds like something I can try and do. And then I can fully make some coupons from it and then see if I can exchange it for real money. But those are the things I ended up looking into and found interesting. And it was very, very difficult to get to all these points because each one is a deep rabbit hole, and each person that you, or most people that you look into on Instagram and on YouTube are trying to sell you something. And I promise I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm showing you the results that I've got and what happened with my research and what I'm interested in and what I'm finding works and doesn't work. Now, I've already used a different extension called Instant Data Scraper. So basically you go to your Google Maps, you say what you're looking for in Google Maps, whether it's HVAC guys or you say electrical professionals, whatever, and then you say near me, and then it gives you a list of everyone that's relevant, and then that scrapes that table and makes a CSV file for you or an Excel file. Then you can use those numbers to call and to email. So that's what I'm going to do next. So this is one day later. I've finished editing the video, and I want to say I am rooting for you guys as well, and I hope it's going well. Go for your dreams, go for your goals. Just know that in everything you attempt, there will be more iterations and more difficulties than you think. And it's not bad. It's a good thing because it means you're becoming competent. And especially if you're young, if you are in your 20s or even earlier, then it's not that anyone hates you or doesn't like you. You just don't have something to offer the marketplace yet. And that's why playing around with things and learning from others is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have a job and then to have the side hustle. It's not a bad thing to work for someone, to learn skills and then move on to what is important or what you want to do or what offer you will provide. But it's important that you realize that it might not always go the way you want to do, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try going for your goals, and you shouldn't try new things. I would say try new things, work hard, always do extra more than others do. Look at the people around you in the company that you're working for and do extra. Try and learn as much as you can, take in as much as you can, and become an expert in something. Learn about a lot of things, but become an expert in something so that even when you are running your own business, you know that you can focus on that one thing that you're very good at, and then someone else that is better than you in something else can help you run that section of the business. And you'll see the best businesses is not where Mark Zuckerberg in Facebook is doing all the ads and doing all the running and doing all the socials. He's not doing that. He's got one job, he's doing his thing, and other people in the company are doing other things. So I would say focus on what you can, find what you are very good at. Sometimes what you're very good at is not what you like doing, but still, you should try and find something that you're very good at, sell that as an offer, and one day when you can, or if you're lucky, you can do what you like doing. But that's a separate topic. And here on this channel, I'm trying to show the journey of what it really took to become wealthy and become insightful. And I'm trying to be wise and listen to people. So I hope you guys learn from me, from my mistakes and my successes. But as I said, I'm rooting for you as well. And I hope you have a wonderful day.